Even so courtly and materialistic a mind as Lord Chesterfield's acknowledged a connection between manners and morality, of which latter the courts of Europe seem so sparing. In one of the famous letters to his son, he writes, "Moral virtues are the foundation of society in general, and of friendships in particular, but attentions, manners, and graces both adorn and strengthen them. Great merit or great failings will either make you respected or despised, but trifles, little attentions, mere nothings, either done or reflected, will make you either liked or disliked in the general run of the world." For all the wisdom and brilliancy of his worldly knowledge, perhaps no other writer has done so much to bring disrepute on the manners and graces as Lord Chesterfield. And this, it is charged, because he debased them so heavily by considering them merely as the machinery of a successful career. To the moralist, the fact that the moral standards of society in Lord Chesterfield's day were very different from those of the present era rather adds to the odium that has become associated with his attitude. His severest critics, however, do concede that he is candid and outspoken, and many admit that his social strategy is widely practiced even in these days. But the aims of the world in which he moved were routed by the onrush of the ideals of democratic equality, fraternity, and liberty. With the prosperity of newer shibboleths, the old-time notion of aristocracy, gentility, and high breeding became more and more a curio to be framed suitably in gold and kept in the glass case of an art museum. A distinguished Englishman, the late Honorable G.W.E. Russell, wrote, "Probably in all ages of history men have liked money, but 100 years ago they did not talk about it in society. Birth, breeding, rank, accomplishments, eminence in literature, eminence in art, eminence in public service, all these things still count for something in society. But when combined, they are only as the dust of the balance when weighed against the all-prevailing power of money. The worship of the golden calf is the characteristic cult of modern society." In the Elizabethan age of mighty glory, Ben Jonson had railed against money as, quote, "a thin membrane of honor," groaning, "How hath all true reputation fallen since money began to have any?" Now, the very fact that the debasing effect of money on the social organism has been so constantly reprehended from scriptural days onward proves the instinctive yearning of mankind for a system of life regulated by good taste, high intelligence, and sound affections. But it remains true that in the succession of great commercial epochs, coincident with the progress of modern science and invention, almost everything can be bought and sold, and so almost everything is rated by the standard of money. Yet, no one can get along without money, and few of us can get along very well with what we have. At least we think so, because everyone else seems to think that way.
And here's another great fun game from Milton Bradley.
Easy money, easy money. You buy some land and houses too, you make it rich from the rent, or you'll be flat broke when the mortgage is due. Either way, it's fun when you play. Easy money, easy money.
Easy Money and Racco, two good reasons that
Milton Bradley makes the best games in the world.
Get Racco.
And easy money from MB.
We Americans are members of the nation which materially is the richest, most prosperous, and most promising in the world. This idea is dinned into our heads continually by foreign observers, and publicly we own the soft impeachment. Privately, each individual American seems driven with the decision that he must live up to the general conception of the nation as a whole, and he does. but in less strenuous moments he might profitably ponder the counsel of Gladstone to his countrymen. Quote, "Let us respect the ancient manners and recollect that if the true soul of chivalry has died among us, with it all that is good in society has died. Let us cherish a sober mind, take for granted that in our best performances there are latent many errors which in their own time will come to light." America, too, has her ancient manners to remember and respect, but in the rapid assimilation of new peoples into her economic and social organism, more pressing concerns take up nearly all her time. The perfection of manners by intensive cultivation of good taste, some believe, would be the greatest aid possible to the moralists who are alarmed over the decadence of the modern generation. Good taste may not make men or women really virtuous, but it will often save them from what theologians call occasions of sin. We may note, too, that grossness in manners forms a large portion of the offenses that fanatical reformers foam about. Besides grossness, there is also the meaner selfishness. Selfishness is the polar remove from the worldly manners of the old school, according to which, as Dr. Pusey wrote, others were preferred to self. Pain was given to no one. No one was neglected. Difference was shown to the weak and the aged, and unconscious courtesy extended to all inferiors. Such was the beauty of the old manners, which consisted in acting upon Christian principles, and if in any case it became soulless as apart from Christianity, the beautiful form was there into which real life might re-enter.